In this video, we'll see how to work with Windows Credential Manager nodes in Work for securely storing, retrieving, and removing credentials during automation. Let us first look at the Windows Credential Manager, where credentials are securely stored inside the system. Here, we can see the existing generic credentials available in the Credential Manager. We can also see the sample credential work.automation that has already been created and will be used throughout this workflow demonstration. Now, let's move to the workflow. First, we use the Get Credential Manager Credentials node. This node is used to retrieve stored credentials from Windows Credential Manager for a specified target. The node accepts the target name as input. In this example, we provide the target name as work.automation, which matches the credential stored in Windows Credential Manager. Once executed, the node retrieves the stored account name and password securely from the system. For security reasons, the password will not be returned or displayed in plain text. These values are available as output variables and can be used in other automation activities, such as login forms or application authentication. Next, we use the getAccountPassword from Credential Manager node. This node is specifically used to retrieve only the password for a stored credential. Here also, we provide the target name as input. In this workflow, we again use work.automation as the target name. Once executed, the node retrieves the stored password securely from Windows Credential Manager. This is useful in scenarios where only the password is required, while the username is already available separately in the workflow. Next, we use the Save Credential Manager Credentials node. This node is used to create and store new credentials inside Windows Credential Manager directly from the workflow. The node accepts target name, account name, and password as inputs. In this example, we provide the target name as test.automation, account name as test.user, and the password. Once executed, the credential is securely stored in Windows Credential Manager. Now, let's look again at the Credential Manager. Here, we can see that the new credential has been added successfully inside the system. This approach is useful because sensitive information can be managed securely instead of storing usernames and passwords directly inside workflows or configuration files. Next, we use the Remove Credential Manager Credentials node. This node is used to delete stored credentials from Windows Credential Manager. In this example, we provide test.automation, which is the credential we created earlier. Once executed, the credential is removed successfully from Windows Credential Manager. Now, let's look again at the Credential Manager. Here, we can see that the sample credential has been deleted successfully from the system. Using Credential Manager activities in WARS helps improve security by securely storing sensitive information, such as usernames and passwords, inside Windows Credential Manager, instead of hard-coding them directly into workflows, scripts, or configuration files. This reduces the risk of exposing credentials inside automation projects, shared files, or logs. It also makes credential management easier across automation workflows, because credentials can be updated centrally in Credential Manager without modifying the workflow logic itself. By separating credentials from the workflow, organizations can build more secure, reusable, and maintainable automation solutions. We have learned how to use Credential Manager module in Work Agent Builder. Continue exploring the platform to build more intelligent automation workflows.